Hi there, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media Podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell. Well, we have a great preview today. The PGA Championship is upon us, and it's really nice to finally be able to celebrate a major. It's been 13 months, and the PGA is finally put together this major. They had to move it on the schedule and put it into August here. This is the PGA Championship from Harding Park in San Francisco. There's been a lot of really great events in this area of the world, and we're really expecting another very memorable championship. So, as usual, we've got Casey O'Donnell joining us to break it down. Hi, Casey, how are you?
Hey, Darren, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going really good, really good. This is exciting. Can't believe it's finally here. I've been waiting so many months for this to finally happen. It's going to be a really fun tournament.
Yeah, finally, after that 13th month break from the majors, here we are again, Harding Park, like you were saying, in San Francisco, which is a hub of golf. They have a lot of great courses in the area. And Harding Park's going to be hosting it this weekend with a lot of great players expected to win.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot to talk about, a lot to break down. Kind of really want to start with the two-time defending champion Brooks Koepka. Do you think he's going to be able to put together his game and win three in a row? It's been a really long time since anybody's ever won three majors in a row like this.
Yeah, I sure hope so. He's gunning for it. His game's looking pretty good. Opening with a 62 last week. His game's in really good form. He guns for it. The majors are the ones he really focuses on. He said doesn't really practice for other tournaments. When it comes to the majors, he just really focuses on them, knowing that probably half the players don't really even have a chance teeing it up. So he's just really focusing on that. He's a true shark for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually wrote down some of his quotes. He said this is actually the most relaxing week that he finds on the PGA Tour. He finds that at least half the field of 156 won't even be in it because the course conditions are too tough for them to compete. He said about half of the other guys really just have an off week. They just can't seem to have it on this particular week. A lot of pressure gets to guys. He said he's mentally tougher than people, and he thinks he's only got about 10 guys that he actually has to beat on a major week. He's won 4 majors, and he's only won two tournaments, just regular tournaments. So maybe he's right. Maybe this formula works for him, and he's only got to beat 10, 12 guys on a week like this. Do you think he's right?
Yeah, I don't think he's too far off. Whether he's one of those 10 players or not is a different thing. You don't know who's going to show up for the week. But yeah, definitely a lot of players shoot themselves out in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, he, as you said, he shot the 62 last week, and he gave Justin Thomas a big run for his money. If he didn't get a double bogey by hitting it into the water on 18, if he gets a birdie, he possibly goes into a playoff with Thomas there. So, his game is finally coming along. He was struggling there since this restart, but have you seen something different this past week that makes you believe that he can bring it into this weekend?
He just has a lot more focus, it seems, these last couple of weeks here. Maybe with his brother playing so well a few weeks back, kind of really spurred him on a bit. But that miss on 18 was very little, punished big with going in the water, but he didn't really miss it by that much. So when it comes down to one shot like that, I think he's playing very well. He's going to be a force this week.
I heard that he brought in putting guru Phil Kenyon, who made some switches to his putting. That has seemed to really help. He was fantastic putting this past week. He has a longtime swing coach of Claude Harmon, but he also brought in Pete Cowan, who fine-tuned his short game, was able to focus a bit on his mental approach. He actually led the field in strokes gained on the approach to the green last week. And, that was something crucial. Some of these long hitters, they have a lot of, distance, but when they have to make that approach shot, they're far off the fairway. They're not in really good positions. And then they have a hard time getting it close to the pin. But His accuracy seemed really, really great. It seemed like, he was able to make some adjustments. We've seen DeChambeau, hit it so far, but actually hit it into spots where he can make these short approach shots to the green. So those are two guys that, are bombing it, but actually hitting it into places where they can make that nice approach. Have you noticed a big difference there?
Yeah, absolutely. Even JT hitting that one shot last week where he bombed it past everyone else on a different line to have only a 50-yard shot in. Bryson's maybe struggling a little bit with some of the places he's been putting it, maybe more with the officials, having a struggle with ant hills and whatnot where he thinks the out of bounds is. But if he can kind of narrow that in a bit, he's going to have a better chance. But he's really been spraying it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, well, let's get to DeChambeau in a couple of minutes, but let's talk about Justin Thomas. He overtake world number one this past week with his victory in Memphis, and his game's looking super sharp. Goes in and one of the co-favorites to win this. I haven't seen Justin Thomas play this superb in a few years, and he's looking strong. Obviously, going in. Do you think we're going to see him at the top of the leaderboard come Sunday?
I'd say is going to give a good run for the money. His game looks really sharp. His short game especially. It just has that deft touch around being able to spin it and land it those exact yards that you need to on some of these slopes where you have to land it on a down slope and have to spin it really well. And he just seems to have that touchdown right now.
Yeah. Well, he overtook that number one, as I said. The last time he had number one was in 2018. He had it for 4 weeks, and then he lost it. Wasn't able to regain until this past week. But there actually are 4 golfers that could overtake him with a victory. So John Rahm, who had it for a couple of weeks when he won at Muirfield Village and then lost it to Justin Thomas, he can overtake him with a win. Rory McIlroy, who had it for a really long time before Rahm took it. Webb Simpson and Dustin Johnson all have a chance. So a lot to play for these guys to retake that number one position in the golfing world. It's really exciting and great for a guy to be able to put that on his resume that he was number one, and especially if to hold it for a few weeks or long time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a very interesting week with all those players going for number one. The winds are going to be high all week, nice clear skies. So hopefully, knock on wood, no rain delays this week. But high winds, 20, 30 kilometers an hour, pretty well all week. So that's going to be interesting to see how these players can drive it in this narrow fairways with the thick rough. It's going to be really exciting to see. Yeah,
they've said that the course conditions are going to be pretty tough this week, just from the weather. They're saying the temperature is going to be in the low 60s. There's always that marine air there that doesn't allow the ball to travel as far. They said they're going to probably have about 30 yards less distance because they only can get about 10 miles an hour less clubhead speed and ball speed. So a lot of guys are looking at these TrackMan numbers, something new for a lot of the fans of golf. These guys are always checking and seeing distance numbers, and they're trying to evaluate where they're going to hit the ball and how far they're going to hit it and stuff. It's interesting that in California, it's some of the places where the least amount of ball flight is in the world. It's going to add some intrigue to the tournament, I think.
Yeah, it's amazing the technology that's out there now. Is a lot of guesswork has been taken out. They can really fine tune what exactly their ball's doing in what certain conditions. So it's a real big advantage for them.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned DeChambeau. Let's talk about him. This is the first major with his new body and the new swing approach. Do you think he can get some of these other distractions away? You mentioned the ants and talking to the officials and trying to get every advantage he can. Do you think he'll be able to just focus on the golf and be near the top of the leaderboard come Sunday?
I'm not too sure this week. He's really he just seems to be a little bit off. He's spraying the ball quite a bit and getting into a lot of trouble. And this is a course I think you're going to be punished even if you miss the fairway a little bit. And he's just kind of struggling a bit with finding that. And the short game just doesn't seem to quite be there in the last couple weeks.
Yeah, his short game was phenomenal for a stretch there. When he won at the Rocket Mortgage, all of a sudden everybody's like, oh my God, he's going to just compete forever. He's going to be at the top for ever and ever. And a lot of guys are just like, hey, hold on. This is just, one tournament, he put it all together. Golf, you can blast as far as you want, but if your short game's not there, you're just not going to be able to win tournaments. And, he's proved it, I guess, a little bit in those last 2 weeks. So, we're hoping that he can put it together, though. He's exciting. Since he came back with this new body, this new swing, he's actually, attracted a lot more people to golf. He's got so many more followers on social media. He's really upped his game and made it a lot of fun. Somebody that, you really want to watch tee off at all 18 holes.
Yeah, he does. He's got a lot of flair for sure. You can really rip that ball. Like, could you just almost coming out of his shoes, the way that left foot kicks out on that follow through. It's so impressive.
Yeah. Well, another return for Tiger Woods. Last time he came back, he didn't fare so well. He ended up tied 40th at the Memorial, but he's back. He's won the PGA Championship 4 times in his career. He's also had some pretty good success on this course. He won the championship back in 2005, 2009. They had the President's Cup there, and he went 5-0 with Steve Stricker. Looked phenomenal in that championship. And he's fared pretty well. He's won 14 times in California, grew up there, played in Stanford and university. What are we going to see from Tiger? Are we going to see the rust, or do you think we're going to see somebody that's competing near the top?
I think everyone wants to see someone that's competing at the top, but realistically, he may have a bit too much rust. You're saying, though, he does play well in California, and he does have that good track record there. So he maybe has a better feel for how that ball flies in those certain conditions. So you can have all the technology you want, but at the end of the day, you actually have to hit those shots with that feel. So maybe he does have a slight advantage right there.
Yeah. Well, he's still trying to overtake Sam Snead for that 83rd victory of all time. It's going to be fun to watch. I sure hope he can compete. Hope he doesn't miss the cut. It's always nice to see him play the 4 rounds and get an opportunity. And, I wished he had played some tune-up tournaments before this. That 40th position just showed that, his game isn't quite there yet. Let's hope he can compete and be near the top. And if he can win that 83rd and 16th major, how historic will that be? We'll be talking about that for many, many decades to come.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be great to see if he could put it together here. It's tough to come out of the woodwork again. Like he's not playing consistent golf. He's not practicing as much on the tour. So it'd be interesting to see how he can tee it up there come Thursday.
Yeah. Well, he's with an amazing featured trio of golfers there, Rory McIlroy and Justin Thomas. Imagine just being a fan and being able to be there and follow those 3 guys around. How spectacular would that be? No fans here. There's going to be a lack of energy and a lack of excitement around Tiger. I'm not sure how Tiger will fare with no fans. Giving him that energy, he always seemed to feed off of it. We saw him just have some amazing performances in the PGA Championship, especially like Bob May, that incredible duel he had that just excited the fans beyond belief. And, it's something we talk about. It happened 20 years ago, but we're still able to reflect on how incredible that was. But just imagine Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods. Like, I don't know if I would be able to leave and go and see other golfers if they were on the course and I was there.
Yeah, it'd be a tough one to leave for sure. There's some great pairings for this week. But yeah, that's a huge factor without the fans. Tiger and Koepka and all these players, they feed off that energy, and hearing those roars from the different holes and the size and the gasp and all that stuff just feeds off it. People encouraging you on the fairway, everything like that. So it's a different feel out there for sure. But no, that's a great threesome there for sure.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, I'm going to go into some of the other pairings that they have. We've got Koepka's with Woodland and Lowry. That'll be great. Woodland's been playing really great, and Shane Lowry plays really good in a lot of the majors. So a nice feature group to watch. Then we've got Spieth with DJ and Justin Rose. DJ has had some ups and downs recently, but I expect him to play well. He plays really well in the majors. I think him and Koepka are really close buddies, and I think they both realize, those are the tournaments that they're going to be remembered for. What do you expect out of Spieth and DJ?
Yeah, I think they're going to be playing real well. They're going to be, again, super focused for the majors. So it's hard to say. DJ's really bounced back from those couple shaky rounds he had. And I don't know, Spieth just hasn't quite had it going. He's had it going a few rounds. So it'll be interesting to see. I think with a bit of a sharper focus, should be a really good finish for them.
As we mentioned earlier, Koepka won last year. Dustin Johnson finished second, and Spieth finished third. So, it'd be nice to see those guys back up again. Jordan Spieth is seeking his career Grand Slam. He has won all the other majors, hasn't been able to win the PGA. He's 0-3 since he was able to secure the other three. And Dustin Johnson, as you say, playing inconsistent, but let's hope he puts it together this week. Some of the other pairings that I've noticed are Jon Rahm, Phil Mickelson, and Sergio Garcia. Just imagine that one. Oh man, that'll be just so fun to watch.
Yeah, when I saw that one, I was really excited for that one. Rahm playing so well, and Garcia and Mickelson. Mickelson's really, really coming on strong after last week. I don't know if you saw that one flop shot he hit, just skyrocketed right up and almost jarred it. Like, he's getting some of those touches back in his putting. Phil's putting's looking phenomenal right now. He's struggled with before. He had that little driver tucked under the arms, and he was kind of trying to work with it there, but he's back to his old putter and really stroking it well.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I think if Phil wins, it'll be the oldest major winner. I think I saw 48 years old from Boros years back. So, Phil has been playing really great. Got into tie for second place last week, and it'd be really nice to see him right near the top and do it as almost 50-year-old. It would be incredible. So I've got Finau, Willett, and Cantlay as guys to watch. We've got Webb Simpson with Paul Casey and Ian Poulter. A lot of fun there. The Canadians, we got Corey Connors plays with Zach Johnson and Chez Reavie. Really three very solid players, and I expect them to be in the top 20. It's going to be fun for Corey Connors to play with such great guys in the first couple rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Corey Connors is a real good greens regulation. He's fourth on tour in greens regulation. He's plays very solid to the greens, so it'll be interesting to see if he can come back. Not that he's been playing bad, but he's just not quite have it together. But it'll be a nice little threesome there with Chez Reavie.
Yeah. And then we got Nick Taylor with Rory Sabatini and Mike Otterson. And Adam Hadwin plays with Brant Snedeker and Zhang. Also, we got Daniel Berger, Xander Schauffele, and Steve Stricker. A lot of fun. And the other Canadian, Mackenzie Hughes, plays with Harris English and David Matitz. So, yeah, a lot of fun. It's nice to have 4 Canadians in there. I expect them to be competing. I'm not sure, if we're going to be able to pull out a win with such a loaded field, but it's nice to see them, in this tournament, having an opportunity at a major. It would be, phenomenal. We haven't seen a major from Canadian, obviously, since Mike Weir, and it'd be really fun to be able to cheer them on. I hope they make the weekend and put in a really good showing.
Yeah, Mackenzie Hughes had a 60 earlier in the year, so he's he can do it. So it'll just be interesting to see who tees it up on Thursday.
So we're only 2 weeks away from the FedEx playoffs. Obviously, being a major, guys are focused, but they also are focused trying to, make sure that they can secure a really good position getting into that playoffs. This typically the PGA Championships held at the beginning of the year, and it doesn't have a lot of bearing. You're not looking at playoff seeding and stuff like that. But do you think that's going to add a lot to this? Guys really, grinding hard to try to get the top position that they can in the playoffs?
Absolutely. They're always trying to just get that slight advantage. And when it's this close to the end and these tournaments meaning so much, obviously they're going to have a lot more focus and a lot more determination. So it'll be really interesting to see how that weekend plays out.
Yeah, exactly. This par 70, not a really long course, 7,200 yards about, but very tough. It looks really tough. I've watched some of the practice rounds and watched them, go around the course. Very thin fairways, super thick rough. We talked about the weather conditions. Last year, Brooks Koepka actually shot a 4 over par and beat Dustin Johnson by 2 shots. So 74 on the final day. Where do you think we're going to see the scores? Do you think it's going to be, only a few guys getting into the red figures under par?
Yeah, I don't see anyone getting too low and staying low. Like, obviously, you're going to have a few players fight it up a few days, but overall, like, you can't see it going much more than 4 or 5 under, really, with that thick rough. You can get some really nasty lies in there where you just have to pitch it out. You could be 150 yards and can't even get a club on it. So it'll be very interesting to see.
Yeah. Well, this tournament's really amazing with the PGA pros that get to play. A lot of guys that are just professionals at their own home courses around the U.S. Kind of unique. A lot of guys, being able to play a major when they're just playing on their home course through the year. They're not professionals, that are on the tour going through. I wanted to touch on that just briefly. You were a caddy for a guy that was trying to get into the U.S. Open, obviously a different major, but a lot of these guys are kind of facing the same thing. They're, not grinding it out on the pro tour like these other guys. But tell the viewers a little bit about that experience, caddying for a guy that was going into the qualifying tournament, trying to make it into a major. Must have been exciting around for everybody, electric feeling, thinking that if you can finish in the top of this tournament, you're going to be able to play a major.
Yeah, golf's very special that way. You can play very well, have a very good game, and you have a legitimate chance to go play professionally, go through all the channels, and you have a chance to tee it up with the best in the world and a legitimate chance to win. So it's very special that way. The qualifier that I went to was down in Anaconda, Montana, where 37 players are going for 2 spots to go to to go to the sectional qualifier. So it's a long road for a lot of these players. That obviously the U.S. Open, the British Open are a little bit different setup as far as the qualifying goes, where it's an open, anyone can go. But here, the PGA professionals getting a chance to tee it up, where they, they're working their day job, and then now they get to like showcase their skills. So it's a very exciting opportunity for these guys.
Yeah, no, I think that's incredible. It'd be just nice to lace them up and all of a sudden make it into the NHL playoffs. Lace up some shoes and go on the basketball court and face guys like Michael Jordan, Steph Curry, LeBron James and stuff like that. Golf's so unique in that, way. What you said, all of a sudden you're watching these guys week after week, and all of a sudden, a week later, here you are teeing it up with them, against them. And we've seen, guys, win this tournament. I'll point to John Daly. He was the 9th alternate when he won it in 1991, the 9th alternate. So that did mean that 9 guys had to drop out, and he found out last day, you're in, you better get here. I think he had to jump in his RV and get there as quick as he could. And he won the tournament and changed his life. The alternate that stands out for me that I noticed on the list was Alex Noren. 14 guys actually dropped out of the tournament so far, had to withdraw for numerous reasons. I'll go down the list in a second, but Alex Noren, just having this opportunity, he didn't know if he was going to make it in, but he was the first alternate. Kind of cool. Do you remember that John Daly tournament? How spectacular that was?
Yeah, it's just incredible having that. Everyone, having 9 people have to drop out, and then having to rush there, not prepared, and then tee it up and win. That's just incredible. Alex Noren, like you're saying, he's been playing extremely well this year. He's just always kind of been in the hunt. He's got 3 top 10s, playing very well. Corey Connors, earlier in the year, he was a Monday qualifier, or that was last year, sorry. Monday qualifier, ended up winning through the Monday qualifier, ended up playing in the Masters. So just kind of incredible. There's so many guys that are just that close to being professional that it's just a nice opportunity that they have.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah. I mentioned John Daly. He actually withdrew. He said he withdrew because of COVID concerns. He's a diabetic, and he had some injury troubles, and he thought, just didn't want to risk catching COVID. So he withdrew. When you win this PGA Championship, you actually get a lifetime entry into the tournament. So you win once and you can play in, forever and ever and ever. So John Daly's been coming back since 1991 and teeing it up. He unfortunately had to withdraw. We mentioned Tiger Woods winning on this tournament before. He actually beat John Daly down the stretch in that tournament in 2005 and won here at this Harding Park. So kind of cool. Some of the other guys that had to withdraw, Lee Westwood did for COVID concerns as well. Brendan Grace actually had a positive COVID test, so he's not in the tournament. JB Holmes, Charles Howell, and Vijay Singh all had injuries, and they're out. Francesco Molinari, Y.E. Yang, and Thomas Peters all decided they couldn't come. They weren't given big reasons, but and then also Ryan Moore just withdrew. He was the latest withdraw, and Ryan Moore's been playing fantastic since this restart. So yeah, it's unfortunate for those guys, but maybe we'll see somebody come out of the woodwork, somebody we never heard about, and has an opportunity to win this tournament. It makes it exciting. It's kind of cool to see the opportunity these guys have. Usually, the cream rises to the top, and it is the big boys there, but it'd be pretty exciting to see somebody coming out like a tin cup, and all of a sudden, boom, we've got an unknown winning this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you see a lot of names up in that leaderboard throughout the week that you just didn't expect to see up there, with those very narrow fairways and thick rough, high winds. It's a lot of variables out there.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people say, this is one of the lesser of the four tournaments because there's not a lot of memorable moments that you can remember. Some of the things in the Open, obviously Masters, incredible amount of times you can remember. US Open, some spectacular, crazy, amazing wins that, nobody will forget. But, there's that, major that we talked about with Tiger Woods and Bob Tway of 2000. Try to find that, find the highlights of that. One of the most incredible performances by a guy fighting Tiger. There was a lot of times Tiger couldn't find an equal, but that entire weekend, on into Monday was just one of the best shootouts I've ever seen. Something that just couldn't, it was so shocking. And actually, Bob May was a competitor of Tiger when they were growing up. Was really good, an amateur player. And not a lot of people knew too much about him when he, got into the pros. But, that tournament was just so fun and something that, I'll never forget.
Yeah, that was a spectacular battle. You didn't expect to see him to hang in there that long, go shot for shot with him. It was just amazing to see.
Yeah. And the other one was Bob Tway. He beat Greg Norman in 1986. Norman had a huge lead. Tway came back and hit a bunker shot, holed a bunker shot, and won the tournament. So those are the two really big ones that I super remember. And I love this PGA Championship. It's so much fun. It does give opportunities for a lot of these PGA pros, these pros that are at regional courses all over, and then the best golfers in the world are there too. So this is going to be fun. Let's give some of the viewers and listeners some of our best bets. I got some Draftkings that I'm going to get into. So I put together a couple of the 4-round variety. It's called the Classic on Draftkings. And so I've got 2 classic lineups so far. And I've got Hatton, Finau, Woodland, and Scott in both. I've got Koepka and Ben An in the one. And I've got Thomas and Rowensky, who won last week at the Barracuda Championship, in the other. So pretty good lineup. Hey, Casey, are you impressed with either one of those?
Yeah, those sound really good. Warinsky's been playing extremely well. He could have easily won twice. But yeah, he's been really lighting it up there. That's a good pick. I think he's coming on strong.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool that I was able to get both winners from last week, Thomas and Rowensky, fitting in with Adam Scott, Gary Woodland, Tony Finau, and Tyrrell Hatton. That's great. And then the other one, I decided I just switched Koepka and Thomas and Ben An for Rowensky. Ben An's been playing great golf lately too. So and then we go to a one-round tournament. It's called the Showdown. And so that one I decided to really throw in some really good golfers. I got DeChambeau and McIlroy at the top. Then I got Tiger, Harris English, Hughes Luton and Nick Taylor, the Canadian, in that group. So yeah, kind of a cool one day. All those guys seem to have really good openings to tournaments, and so I decided to look at their round one average and fire them all in. And yeah, I was amazed I could fit that amount of talent in my showdown group.
Yeah, that's very nice there. The first round, yeah, a lot can happen. Nick Taylor has done very well in the first round in a lot of tournaments. Expect to see him up there for sure.
Yeah. And then the last groups that you can get into are something called the golf tiers. So they'll have about 3 or 4 guys in each tier, and you just try to pick the top guy in each group. And I think I got a murderer's row of guys here. I've got Justin Thomas, John Rahm, Webb Simpson, Tyrrell Hatton, Tony Finau, and Harris English. So yeah, go on to DraftKings.com, set up a profile if you haven't already. You can play for as little as free, get into free contests, 25 cents, $1 up to thousands of dollars, whatever you prefer. Yeah, as they say, if you want to gamble, use your game sense, and don't mortgage the house on it. But it adds a little bit of excitement. I love it. DraftKings is a lot of fun, and I know, Casey, that you put together a lineup. Do you want to tell the viewers what you got?
Yeah, I just got one. It was a $5 one for 100K. Just thought I'd shoot the works, really. I got McIlroy, Koepka, Connors, Sepp Straka, Fitzpatrick, and good old Jim Furyk coming fresh off the win.
Wow.
So we'll try that.
Wow, awesome. Wow, that's smart. I looked at Furyk a bit, and I thought, yeah, he did win, and he did win last week, but it was in the 50 year over, so maybe he won't be able to compete, but let's hope he does. That's really great. And you got some amazing golfers at the top there too, don't you?
Yeah, luckily I got McIlroy and Koepka in there. Straka, he's been playing very well. He's a very solid finish. He plays very well on the weekend, so I think you see him up there. And Fitzpatrick as well. Good wind player as well, kind of used to similar conditions. I think you're going to see him play very well too.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, it's DraftKings just adds so much to it. I've actually been pretty successful in the last few weeks and won some money. Did you have any other best bets that you're were able to secure yet, Casey?
Yeah, I like the long shots too. I got a couple long shots I'm going to throw out there. Danny Willett, he's at 125 to 1 right now. You can bet that, and you can bet that each way, 1 through 8th place on Bet365. They have that on right now, and I like Tyrrell Hatton too. As far as a long shot, he's really probably not that big of a long shot either. Probably it's at 50 to 1, and as well, I think Koepka's going to be playing pretty well, and McIlroy. I think those two out of the top players, I think they're going to play the best this week, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I'll go down to some of the odds that I've got on the latest look in. So I've got Koepka and Justin Thomas as the favorites at 10 to 1. So, I mean, still, 10 to 1, 10 times your money. That's pretty sweet. Then the next guys in line are McIlroy and John Rahm at 14 to 1. Also Bryson DeChambeau's in that group too. So McIlroy, John Rahm, and Bryson DeChambeau 14 to 1. Yeah, who would you put your money on out of those 3 guys?
I like McIlroy at 14 to 1 there myself. I just think it's he's really been chomping to play some good golf here. I think this may be his time to play some good golf. So
I've got Dustin Johnson and Xander Schauffele at 20 to 1. Then we've got Patrick Cantlay and Webb Simpson at 25. Tiger 30 to 1 with Morikawa 30 to 1. Morikawa, we haven't even mentioned Morikawa. Great player, challenging some of Tiger's records, winning at such a young age, winning, actually entering tournaments and not, having been cut, close to Tiger's records. Really just came in and has really impressed in his tour debut.
Yeah, absolutely. He won on his 6th start, which Tiger won on his 5th start, and he made 23 cuts, and I think Tiger had 25 cuts in a row. So very similar golf. He looks very comfortable out there. He even had the yips on one of those playoffs where he could have won as well. And to close it out there against JT, making that 24-footer on 18 is just that's going to do wonders for the confidence. So I think he'll play well as well.
Yeah, no, I like this kid, and yeah, he's a lot of fun to watch. As I mentioned a couple weeks ago, him and his girlfriend, who's a really good golfer. They play a lot of competitions against each other, and he said she always beats him in the short game competition, so he's always constantly trying to push it. And yeah, we mentioned a power couple this last weekend with Daniel Kang and Maverick McNeely. Yeah, the Morikawas are a really great golfing power couple. Find out some of the views on YouTube that they have. It's a lot of fun. Really great to see them together. Yeah, so let's look at a couple more longer shots. Daniel Berger and Jason Day, 35-1. Yeah, who do you see being the best guy out of those two?
I think Berger. Day kind of looked like he had a bit of back problems kind of going back a few weeks there. Obviously playing a bit wetter conditions, more humid there, his back may flare up a bit more, especially if you're going at it hard out of the thick rough and some of those bunker shots. He doesn't like to hold back, so he suffers for it for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he looked a little ginger when he was reaching down to get the ball out of the hole. I've seen guys with bad backs, and they they don't look spry when they're picking their ball up out of the hole. And I saw him holding it at times through the tournament. So you're right. Yeah. Jason Day looks a little injured to me. So then we got 40-1. You mentioned Matthew Fitzpatrick being on your DraftKings list. Ricky Fowler, Patrick Reed, and Tony Finau, 40-1. Also with Victor Hovland, 40-1. There's some really good bets in that group.
Yeah, for sure. I really like Fitzpatrick this week. I think he's going to have a good, at least a top 10, I would say. He's really playing well.
I want to put some money on Phil Mickelson. He's 100-1. I'm hoping that they'll give me a little odds where, he can finish in top 3. He might not win, but, I've seen Phil, when he's on, he can compete and be right up there. So 100-1 for Phil Mickelson.
Yeah, I like that one too. He's rolling up all good. He's played well last week there with that 10 under tie for second. He's right there. He's got the game.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. This is going to be a fantastic tournament. As you said, this is a long wait between majors. 13 months. I think it's the longest wait since maybe one of the wars or something. Really crazy. Having to wait this long, and these guys, a lot of them focus their whole year around these tournaments, especially a guy like Tiger. So to wait this long, it could lend to some of the best tournaments that we've ever seen. And as I said, a couple of weeks before the playoffs, the guys really want to show well heading in there. I can't believe how excited I can't wait for them to tee off tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's going to be just an amazing week without those high winds and that thick rough. And I think a lot of players, the lead's going to change so much. It's just going to be incredible to see who comes out on top.
Yeah. So, let's hope it's something historic. It would be really incredible if Brooks Koepka can win, his third in a row. We haven't seen that in 50 years or something. And it's been a long time. Obviously, if Tiger wins, he breaks the all-time record from Sam Snead. Justin Thomas wins, solidifies his hold on number 1. Some of those other golfers have a really good chance to get number 1 in the world themselves. John Rahm wants it back after having it for 2 weeks. It's definitely not long enough. So, really exciting, amazing amount of great golf. The parity of golf has never been better. There's so many amazingly, incredibly talented top golfers right at the top there that have opportunities to win these. And these majors are, things that you don't forget. You remember for years and years. And, spend some time this weekend, watch some golf. PVR it if it's too nice outside and you want to wait till it's dark out. But yeah, don't miss it. It's going to be a fantastic tournament. I just get so jacked up for majors, and it's been way too long to wait for this one.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat. It's going to be incredible to watch, especially with the crowds. You see that rough's not going to be trampled down in a lot of spots. These players are going to spray it all over and facing some even more difficult shots from some offline drives. So it'll be interesting to see where some of these drives end up.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, especially the guys that are just bombing it, it's DeChambeau and Koepka and Tony Finau lately. Just absolutely just coming out of their shoes on these swings and not really knowing where it's going. Justin Thomas, that incredible shot you referenced it earlier, that incredible shot where he's the only guy that hit on the other side of the creek to everybody else, and it turned out to be a fantastic shot that he got a birdie on. So it's going to be fun. I've played a couple of those courses down there. It's a really neat track, a really neat area. I think they have 4 or 5 courses in that little small area of San Francisco, and I remember playing Olympic, and I really just couldn't believe it. I had some flashbacks and memories of watching some of the top pros play on it, and it's really neat. They're going back there. It's such a cool spot right on the water there, and tucked in with all these courses that have had so many amazing moments on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, that's a nice little hub there. Olympics just right across the lake there. I think it's less than a half a mile away. So it's a definite excitement of golf. A lot of good golf fans there, which unfortunately won't be able to get to line the fairways there, but they're rooting and they're cheering.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Casey, this was great. Really fun conversation today. My excitement level is off the charts, and I'm glad yours is as well. I can't wait to see some of your text over the weekend as the leaderboard starts taking shape, and we'll have a great call on Monday, I'm sure, to break this down.
Yeah, it's just going to be exciting this week. It's just going to be, there's so many players that could be right up at the top that it's really hard to say, but got our bets in. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Keep your fingers crossed and enjoy the golf, Casey. Thanks again. I'll let you get back to your sailboat and enjoy the rest of your week. I'm sure we'll talk through the weekend.
Okay, Darren. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. All right.
Take care.
Bye for now. Yeah, you too. Take care. Okay. So, yeah, that was fun. We really covered a lot of ground there, and we were able to discuss a lot of the top guys and best bets, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I just cannot wait for Thursday morning. I am going to be PVRing and watching. There's so much other playoffs and different things going on in hockey and basketball and baseball, but this tournament's going to be absolutely fantastic. So enjoy it. Tune in on Monday and we'll have a great breakdown. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend ahead. Love you. Bye for now.